Good morning, traders. Welcome to Beyond Profile. Today is Tuesday, and it's August 9th, and we are actually opening up to a gap open this morning. It's hard to stay away from the markets at night when we've got so much volatility and some of the things that are going on in the world. We had traveled a long distance last night. We were down to a low right after the China CPI data was down to 1077s. We've rallied back well over 1145s. So we've traveled a long ways in the overnight again. We've come back. Really, there's a on this chart here, if you actually look at it on the regular session, there's actually a gap down here at 1089. We were talking about it yesterday in the room. Technical gap right down here from September of last year. And that area there represents, again, a technical gap fill, if you will. That's something to keep an eye on during the regular session. Obviously, they went and they filled it in the overnight session last night. But again, this was just a regular session day chart there for that. Everything that we've been looking at and the way that the market's been facilitating and auctioning here, this whole drop, if you just take and you look at the concept of the 4 stages of market activity, we are still in a stage 1 here. There is nothing here saying that we've hit a stopping price, although last night, looking at the charts and where we're opening this morning, we've covered a lot of ground. We're trading at a 1030 right now. 1130. It's only 7:15 in the morning. We've got a number coming out this morning. The question becomes where do we go this morning? We're going to be trading roughly right here currently, right here at 1130. But again, you're fighting this massive momentum to the downside, and the question still has to become is what is going to ignite a move back up out of this. Today is Fed Day. We have that this afternoon at 2:15 to get through, and for the month so far, you can see where the value area is. It's 51s way down over at this level. So this market clearly in a free fall here. And you got to feel bad for some of the people who were buying all these new highs as they were hyping the markets and stuff. And yesterday, some forced selling in some of the in the funds. So when that happens and everybody's got to get out, you got margin calls. It can get ugly. And as you've seen yesterday, it got ugly. And I was watching it last night right up into the China PPI CPI number, and it was ugly. Continue to fall just precipitously, just like a waterfall, as the markets just continue to drop. So if we look at, what do we do here? Well, number one is it's very, very, again, if you're trading in this environment, you've got to be very cautious. Number one, with stop placements, almost impossible to have a really tight stop. We picked up one yesterday. It was right before lunch, a couple point stop, and we were able to hit our objectives to the downside, which, good, again, minimal risk and good reward in that trade. So you have to be careful as to what you're, again, placing on as far as trades and where your location is. And when you have this kind of volatility, it's very difficult to pick a really tight entry. And the market is just, again, it's not doing, what it normally does in a normal auctioning process, other than that we're in a, huge stage 1 here, looking for support somewhere along the line down here. We'll find it. We'll find buyers that'll step in at some point, and then once we find that, we can begin to see, where we're going to auction. Look at the volume node here at 1200. We're sitting down here at 1130s, and 1200s we went through it like it was sliced butter yesterday. But that's the highest volume node for the whole month so far. I know we're only into it for a week or so, but that's, again, a big area to look for. We could bounce from these lows where we're sitting here, 1110s, we could bounce up to that level, and it's still, you're not even looking at a 50% retracement. Plus, we broke below that prior base at 1257s here, which was, again, a significant area for the markets. Once we broke that larger balance area on the daily time frame, for the year, we were pretty much auctioning in a range, higher the unfair lows and unfair highs, just, auctioning back. We've given it all back for the year, and then some. We're down to almost the 2010 levels, cave back all of the year. So it'll be interesting to see today. Again, the gap open this morning with some numbers coming out. Where do we play? Where does this go this morning? And again, It's going to be a lot of volatility because of the FOMC later this afternoon. You've got to be very careful. Again, I still think we come back and retrace some of the 1090 to 1083 levels that we've seen in the overnight. I suspect we see that a pushback down to those levels at least one more time, probably during the regular session today. So we'll be looking for that. This move up right now ahead of these numbers, we're getting very close to the overnight value area high here at 32, 33 area. This, more than likely they'll be looking for responsive sells coming into that. And plus the delta is not making new highs here. Price action is, but the delta is rolling to the downside. So we're probably close to a short-term top here. Even pre-market again at 11:30, looking for some retracements. The 30-minute chart was a clean V pivot straight up in the marketplace. So anything above the 30s, then we look back to the Globex highs, which again we're in that 50 area, a lot further up. So be safe, folks. If you don't have to trade, don't trade. That would be one of the words of wisdom, if you will, because you don't need to get chopped up and have your head handed to you, especially with the volatility that we're seeing. I mean, 20-point swings in a matter of minutes yesterday, and that same kind of movement, looking for the same kind of thing today, as the market again gapping up almost 20 points this morning after being down. I don't know. We were down. We closed at 111 yesterday. We were down to, like I said, 1077, long ways down there. So be safe. Live to say, live to trade another day. This will clean itself up. It will get better at some point, and we'll get another chance, in the marketplace. Have a good trading day, everyone, and we'll see you in the room.